one of the big challenges the Canucks have is if they're going to be relevant again in this game and build a team that's competitive and make the playoffs. Yeah, obviously they're going to have to hit on those top 5 picks, but they need some guys that kind of come out of nowhere. The 3rd, 4th, even 5th round picks. They appear to have one in 2015, 5th round pick, Adam Gaudette. This is a guy who, as the story goes, they were scouting Brock Besser, who's playing for Waterloo in the USHL, and he had some games against Cedar Rapids and some games Gaudette played in, 3 or 4 games that season. They were super impressed with the way Gaudette played, and they took him in the 5th round. Some people saw that as a bit of a reach. He was ranked lower on a lot of people's boards of where the Canucks took him. He wasn't a big point producer in his draft year. Well, that's all out the window now because the Canucks have proven to be right. So much so that Craig Button, TSN analyst, guy who spends a lot of time looking at prospects, he's seen Gaudette play quite a bit. Gaudette landed on his top 50 guys not playing in the NHL right now, and that's kind of was a bit of explosive in terms of the Gaudette progression from being 5th round pick to being considered NHL product. He's going back to the NCAA for one more year, but in the future, after this year, I think a lot of us are seeing him slot in as maybe the 3rd line center on this team. Real hard worker. He can also produce points. Of course, the Canucks need a lot of that. They need help down the middle. After Bo Horvat, there's not a lot coming at center. Gaudette is he's a legitimate prospect and is a guy who has climbed the ranks rapidly in his point production this past season. I mean, he was one of the best players in college hockey. And for the Canucks to be able to get a guy like that in the 5th round, that's a huge step. Of course, he's got one more. That has to translate to him playing in the NHL and having success. It's not there yet, but right now it sure looks promising for him. And it's promising for the Canucks because, to challenge in this division, to challenge against McDavid's Oilers, they're going to need a lot of help, a lot of insulation around the guys in kind of current core, like Bo Horvat, Sven Baertschi, Marcus Granlund. Gaudette, right now, we expect him to be one of those guys to insulate this group, to be among the future core. Can he do it? We're going to have to wait a couple years to find out on that one.